Now at 6, Neosho hosts the largest garage sale in Missouri, and we're there live. Plus, the Carthage School Board marks a historic election with the appointment of its newest board member. And the Children's Center of Southwest Missouri turns the Joplin Police Department into a very special garden.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Bargain hunters flock to Neosho for the annual citywide garage sale. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Tanya Bach. Anthony Saviolo is live from the scene of Missouri's largest garage sale. We go to him now.
Yeah, Tanya, thank you. You know, like you said, we're down here in Neosho, down at the citywide garage sale that's been going on all day today. I'm actually here at Monarch Baptist Church here with Associate Pastor Robert Smith. Robert, thank you for doing this with us today. You can see behind me, they have their tables laid out with a variety of different things. And they're raising funds, not just for themselves, but for some pretty special organizations. Robert, tell me about those.
Okay, so we've got 2 different main projects we're working on right now. The first one is for our youth program that's starting in July called Metamorphosis here for the church. And then our second project is for Shield Academy. And Shield Academy is a self-preservation community organism. And what I mean by that is because of its members, it's a living entity that's about self-preservation.
Absolutely. Robert, what's it been like just participating today, you know, getting to see a variety of different people and community members just come up and see what they're interested in?
It's always a privilege, especially to get to interact with people in the community and all that. And of course, there's so many distinct personalities, but everyone that comes here has always been so pleasant, and we love seeing how the community comes together to make things like this happen. It's really awesome.
Absolutely. And what do you have to say about people who missed it today, but they want to come out tomorrow? You guys are going to be here tomorrow as well.
Absolutely. I'm sure just like us that we're going to be good to go. We're going to be out here at 7 o'clock in the morning and going until 6 tomorrow night.
All right. So be sure to watch out for it. Come out to Monarch Baptist Church while you're down here in Neosho for the citywide garage sale going on for them 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. Whenever you can, make it down here. Back to you, Tanya.
All right, thank you so much, Anthony. Well, the weather sounds like it should be pretty good. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joining us with a first look at your forecast.
Yeah, if you're going to do some of that garage selling tomorrow, the weather is going to be pretty good. It's just going to be windy, but even warmer than what we saw today. 69, 34, frosty start, 67 is our average high. So right about where we should be for this time of the year. 68 is where we stand in Joplin right now. We are dry. And you can really see our temperatures mid to upper 60s to lower 70s once you get out across Kansas and also Oklahoma. Southeasterly winds starting to pick up. Now, these are going to get cranking tonight, and then really all weekend long, we're going to have really high wind gusts, but at least right now it's not too bad. Have some mid and upper level clouds kind of streaming in with the beginnings of our next storm system, which will start to affect us as we get into tomorrow. This evening, though, looks great. 70s, 60s, 50s. Near 50 later on tonight. Severe threat tomorrow, eclipse weather Monday. We'll talk about it here in a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, Carthage elected its first Latina school board member this week. Maria Sanchez was elected with 32% of the 3,555 votes. Now, she's been involved in the community since she moved to the 4 states nearly 20 years ago. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has more.
Carthage, I want it to be the hometown for my children, for them to grow up, and it has been a good decision. Moving from California after immigrating from Mexico, Danielle and Esther Gonzalez chose Carthage to call home. One of the reasons for their choice was the city's school district, where their kids go to. They have very good teachers. There have been many resources that help them. The Gonzalez family is not alone. 43% of the Carthage schools student body identify as Latino or Hispanic. But even with the expressive number, only now a Latino woman was elected as a school board member. Maria Sanchez's son and daughter graduated from Carthage schools. Now her grandkid is a student in the district.
When they realize that somebody's here that speaks their language, it's a different feeling.
Even though the Carthage School District offers translators To parents who don't have English as their first language, having a board member who comes from the same background and understands their culture is especially important to the Latino community.
And having a familiar face is so important in our society here.
Nos sentimos como en casa.
We feel at home. For us, it's very important, the language.
El lenguaje.
Sanchez says she's happy to be making history.
This is the beginning because I'm going to make it, dedicate more time. I don't just want it to be me. I want other Hispanic leaders. It's not just me. We need to be working at it and be in front and be more resourceful and be available to serve our community.
We're very happy as Hispanics that now we can see a light through Maria. This is a door that opens for us. In Carthage, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Maria Sanchez's son and daughter graduated from Carthage schools, and now her grandkid is a student in the district. She says she's excited to serve the community and support the Latinos in the area. Now, according to the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, 8% of enrolled students in K-12 statewide are Hispanic. Well, the Children's Center of Southwest Missouri held its annual Pinwheel Garden Ceremony today at the Joplin Police Department. The center planted pinwheels to represent the innocence and freedom that children should be able to experience in a world without abuse.
Knowing that these are the most vulnerable victims that you can work with, and just working with kids and getting to know them and hearing their story, and knowing that you're making a change in their life, even if it's the smallest change, you're doing something that's affecting them.
This year, the center planted a total of 86 pinwheels to represent each child the Joplin Police Department assisted through the Children's Center last year. The Crawford County Mental Health Center hit the road today to bring health services directly to the community. The center, with the help of an RV, took mobile same-day access to different areas in the county. Now, the goal is to reduce barriers and increase access to mental health and substance use services for individuals who may be unable to access same-day access at its physical Pittsburgh location.
I just really was excited to work for the Community Health Center because I feel like I'm giving back to my community, and this just takes that to another level.
Mobile same-day access will be available the first Friday of each month from 9 a.m. to noon in the parking lot of Northeast High School. It will also be available the last Friday of each month from 9 a.m. to noon at the Crawford County Courthouse. Well, plenty of action on the diamond today. John Dales has details from some of the high school matchups later in sports. But first, 75 years after being declared missing in action, a four-state hero is finally laid. A four-state hero is laid to rest more than 75 years after he was declared missing in action. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on the World War II soldier and his long-awaited homecoming.
It just feels like some wounds are healed.
In 1944, Corporal Julius Glenn Wolfe was one of the tens of thousands of soldiers to participate in D-Day during World War II. Following the event, Corporal Wolfe was declared missing in action and later deceased.
There was a tombstone here all this time, but my mom always said, well, they never received his body. And I know that was a hardship for my grandparents.
But now, more than 75 years later, Corporal Wolfe is home. In 2023, the Army told his family they were able to identify his body through DNA. Now Corporal Wolfe is laid to rest next to his parents in his hometown of Liberal.
We feel like there's just some closure here, and we have a lot of family members who have been able to share in this wonderful honor.
Corporal Wolfe was brought home with a procession from Springfield. The Warriors Watch Rider Motorcycle Group helped lead the way.
And it's always a special honor because it's very moving to hear the tribute, what they went through, understand what brought about their demise and what they did in the service.
Corporal Wolfe received full military honors during his ceremony. His family possesses the honors he has received, including the Purple Heart.
It really makes me incredibly proud because I'm sure, like the chaplain said, that I'm sure he was terrified. I'm sure all those men were terrified. And they still went forward knowing that they might not ever go back home.
Reporting in Liberal, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Corporal Wolf's family says they hope to continue learning more about the fallen soldier and his life. A little later, a rivalry renewed on the baseball field as the Lions take on the Gorillas. John has that story and more coming up in sports.
Plus, we are talking thunderstorms once again. Well, it turned out to be a nice Friday for us, and it looks like it's going to be a really nice evening as well. Looking outside, we're looking at downtown Joplin. Looks good, pretty much clear skies. We're dry. Temperatures are great. This is a nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam, of course. Downtown Joplin. Through the evening, we slide back through the 60s, 50s. We'll bottom out near 50 for an overnight low. Here's 7th. Here's range line 68. Easterly winds 5 to 15. Now, these are going to increase as we go through the overnight hours tonight. So kind of a east-southeasterly wind at about 5 to 10 to 15. But by later on tonight into the morning hours, look at these guys. I mean, we're going to have gusts pushing 40 or 45 at times for us tomorrow. Still very windy on Sunday with gusts 25, 30, upwards to 35 miles per hour. All right, a few little clouds kind of streaming through. Besides that, we look pretty good. Not a whole bunch going on across Central Plains. Thicker clouds out across Nebraska and Kansas, the beginnings of our next storm system, which is brewing out across the western third of the country, which will change our weather up by tomorrow night. We actually have a level 1 out of 5 severe threat, which is a low threat, but still we're going to have the chances for some strong to severe storms 7 p.m. to midnight. The main threat here is going to be hail and also wind as we get into tomorrow evening. So let's take a look at it. Tonight we're okay. Kind of in and out of the upper level clouds. We drop back 48 to 50. Through the day tomorrow, warm to near 70 by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, mid 70s, few clouds, Kansas and Oklahoma. Very windy. Tomorrow evening, thunderstorms erupt. Far western counties, here's about 7 p.m. Drive east by 8, 9, 10, Iola, Chanute, down toward Independence. Once we get to about 10 or 11, Nevada, Pittsburgh, Columbus, down through northeastern parts of Oklahoma. After midnight, they're all on the Missouri side and weakening. But again, we are going to have that severe threat as we get into tomorrow evening, at least strong storms. We got to see where the heaviest rain sets up. That will tell us how much rain we're going to get. But if you're underneath one of those stronger storms, you'll get a ½ inch to an inch, which is good. We need it. Breaking down the weekend, 75 tomorrow, 70 on Sunday. Evening, strong thunderstorms, very windy as well. Let's go into Monday. Monday, of course, is Eclipse Monday. So I stopped it at 1:30 p.m. Here's totality. Let's go into our area because we have about 90 to 95% totality here, and that's pretty good. And we're going to have partly cloudy skies. But if you want to track into totality, which I do, we need this system to slow down just a few hours so we don't get as many clouds in here. But right now, we are really going to be fighting the cloud cover as we get into Monday. 74 tomorrow, 70 on Sunday, 74 Monday. Thunderstorm chances back in Tuesday and into Wednesday, but temperatures great all the way through the period.
Trying to look at my schedule to see when I can mow next, and I'm not going to be able to mow before the storm Saturday night, so this could be tricky.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Pittsburgh State Baseball goes on the road for a battle with the number 2 ranked team in the nation. And the 25th annual Mickey Mantle Classic gets started in Commerce. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
This weekend is filled with numerous high school baseball tournaments across the 4 states, and one of the longest standing ones is in Commerce, Oklahoma, the hometown of Mickey Mantle. Day 2 of the 25th annual Mickey Mantle Classic in Commerce. Diamond against East Newton. All teams using wooden bats, but they were quieted early. Peyton Marbo on the hill for the Wildcats gets the swinging strikeout in the first, then catches a batter looking in the second before another swinging strikeout to end the inning. Still scoreless in the 3rd inning. That's until Adam Brown hits a bouncing ball up the middle. That leads to the game's first run. Wildcats up 2-0 in the 5th when Giancarlo Martinez drives this pitch into left center. trying to add to that lead, but East Newton with a great relay throw to the plate, and they get the out at home. The Patriots, though, just couldn't break through against Marlboro. He gets a swinging strikeout in the 6th. He throws a complete game, striking out 7, picking up the win. Diamond beats East Newton 4-1. Next game up is Commerce. In Commerce is Quapaw taking on Arcadia Valley. Looks like we don't have the right video in that one, so we'll move on along. Anyways, we go now to college baseball. Both Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State play pivotal series this weekend against ranked MIAA opponents. Now we start with the Lions for the second week in a row. They hold that number 9 ranking in the country. Now tonight they're at home taking on 19th ranked Central Oklahoma. Southern trying to bounce back after losing a series on the road. That was against Northwest Missouri just last week. Now that game getting started right now. Just got started at 6 as we come on the air, just in the first couple of innings. Brock Baldridge will bring you the highlights from that one later tonight at 9 and 10. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh State baseball with an even taller task. The Gorillas are on the road against the number 2 ranked team in the country, that's Central Missouri. The Gorillas actually dropped out of the top 25 this past week. The Mules, meanwhile, have lost just 1 home game for the entire season, and we'll update you on the final score from that one as well later tonight. Another sports story going on today is the Women's Final Four, NCAA Women's Final Four. North Carolina State and South Carolina playing right now, and then UConn takes on Iowa later this evening.
That'll be interesting. The games are getting kind of spicy.
Yes, they are, and then the Men's Final Four tomorrow night.
There we go. All right, thanks, John. That's it for sports. We're back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to hear from Neosho residents about today's citywide garage sale. Plus, cars and trucks take to the streets of Lamar for the city's first cruise night of the year. And April is National Stress Awareness Month, and we're going to look at some healthy ways to help you cope. Those stories and a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Well, if you are ever on the go and want to still be able to watch our newscast live, just download the KOAM Plus app. It's available free of charge on the Apple App Store of your choice. Just search for KOAM Plus. All right, final weather note.
This evening looks great. We're going to slide back through the 60s, 50s. We'll bottom out near 50. 74 tomorrow, very windy. Thunderstorms tomorrow evening. Some of those storms could be on the strong, possibly severe side. The main timing is kind of like 7 p.m. to about midnight. And then back to sunshine on Sunday, 74 on Monday. We do have some clouds, and of course the eclipse is roughly about 1:30. So we got to keep our eyes on that as we go through the next couple days. Hopefully we can squeak out some clearness.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Gotta see that eclipse.
Yeah, definitely.
Not with the naked eye.
Yeah.
All right, final sports note?
Yeah, big weekends for both Missouri Southern and Pitt State. I mentioned those baseball games. Also on Saturday, doubleheader between Missouri Southern and Pitt State softball. Each of them are playing very well right now, too.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. We're going to see you right back here at 10. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.